Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video. And for this one it is Headache, which was released by Firebird software in 1984, as you can quite clearly see. And while quite a few of my reviews have shown that budget titles that never cost more than $2.99 are often every bit as good and sometimes better than, you know, full price 10 quid games, that wasn't always the case. And this is one that shows it certainly was not always the case. Right, let's get this game started. Now, it's quite heavy on the old sound effects and they're not quite so bad. However, it says here, this game is highly addictive. Do not believe, as others have done, that you will be able to give up after one game. That is utter bollocks. There's a good chance that I will play like maybe 2 or 3 goes of this just to show you what it's all about, but believe me, this is about as addictive as root canals. So this irritating tune, I know it but I can't remember the title of it, but this tune goes on and on and on throughout the whole fucking thing and you just can't get rid of it. I mean, I sort of think, you know, when I see special effects by J. Menzies, I think, well, okay, or is it John Menzies, you know, and the, well, the effects do make you think, yeah, it probably could be. Right, well, let's get this over with then. So you can choose what level you want to start at. I'll start at level 1. You can hear that although it's been rather fucked up, that tune is still going on. Anyway, so on to level 1. Now the game area, as you can see, is only about 1/3 of the screen. You're playing inside this person's head and you have to last until that timer runs out. Once that timer's out, you can then get taken to the next level. Now the idea is to get to where these people who are just sitting there. You've also, now that it's happened, there we are, you need to take, they're supposed to be carrying sort of brainwave parts, well, and take them up to the brain, but you'll also notice that there was one actually in the brain which also had a coloured block. When that happens, you have to take it to the base of the neck. So we picked that one up. Okay, well, we survived the level anyway, so we didn't need to do too much. So level 2, slightly different layout, plays exactly the same though, and the monster, whatever they are, look a bit different. And okay, so I mean the effects might be sort of interesting, but gameplay isn't. Gameplay is boring, and you know, even if the gameplay was okay, that fucking annoying tune that plays throughout means that you're just aching for the game to end. Now that little bloke there with the hammer who's coming along, you lose a life if he reaches the top and reaches the brain, so you've got to shoot him before he can do so. Now I've still got one of these things that I'm carrying, so oh, you fucking cunt. So I had to try and get rid of it by at the neck. Now if you don't pick up those squares that these things hold that appear, they eventually turn red, and if you don't pick them up soon after they turn red, you will lose a life. I can't remember the reason given as to why that is the case. Oh, you fucker. But yeah, you do lose a life. So in fact, you spend an awful lot of time losing lives in this game. It's about the only thing you can ensure you will do with any sort of frequency. So now I've got one of those things on me I've picked up. There's another one here which I've got to pick up and get up there as well. So there we go, so that's done. Okay, another one has appeared, but I'm fucking dead anyway. I don't know if that's my last life or not. Yes, it is. So I guess like special, well, effects-wise, you know, it is quite heavy on the effects. Bunging the proper name. There you go. Lukozer. There you go. And yeah, I completely lost the thread of what I was saying. So fuck it. I'll have one more go. This will be the last go. You'll be glad to hear. There is such a degree of luck in this game that chances are I'm not going to get anywhere near as far on this level as or on this go as I did in the last one, as I think I've illustrated quite well already. So there's a block to pick up within the brain stem. There it is. Trouble is, now I can't fucking get out. There we go. Make up your mind. Where are you fucking going? Now that thing, it keeps reappearing because I was shooting him so soon. Ah, you fucking cunt. Yeah, that midget thing with the hammer, because I was shooting him more or less as soon as he appeared on screen, it almost doesn't register as a hit, so it will keep taking, you know, it keeps reappearing again, and oh, we're off that level anyway. But I mean, right, where do I start with my summing up the game? The playing area is far too small, and the gameplay is not particularly interesting. The music is fucking irritating like you would not believe. The visual effects, you know, stuff like that, although they're not particularly remarkable, they're somewhat well done. Same with the sound effects, are somewhat well done. But yeah, this music is just, whoever came up with it is a fucking arsehole. And the game itself is boring in the extreme and repetitive and just, what a fucking pile of shit. And, you know, even though this game was only $1.99 in the day, I still think it's monstrously overpriced as a result. So what do I score it? I'll score it 2 out of 10 because it has some decent visual and oral effects. It would have been improved if that music had been just removed, not just, you know, replaced with some other tune, but just got rid of and, you know, silence replaced it, would have improved it. And if the playing area had been increased, because the playing area is way too small, so the whole thing feels like really claustrophobic and you can barely move and do anything, and yeah, so I'm not a fan, so don't bother with this. 2 out of 10. I still feel that's a bit overrated actually, but there you go. So that's Headache, and it's enough to give you more than a fucking headache. It's shit. So that brings this video to an end, and we'll see you at the next one.